Hi, I'm James. This is James' Video Diary. Entry from May 10th, 2025. I'm a lucky man. I have great commenters. And one of them picked out something I must have missed. I've been too close to it. But he picked out that I've been ruminating about my past, about the injustices to me. A lot of them have been women. And he was right. He did it respectfully. But he's absolutely correct. I've been ruminating about that. Since I read his comment, I started going back over the evidence. Started going over the road so far. And it's going to be ongoing. Regardless of whether I'm here on YouTube or not, I'm still going to keep going. I'm not sponsored. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for moral support. I'm asking for your perspective, even if it hurts my feelings. Honestly, it's that's what you're here for. It's what the premise of this channel is. When I started this little deal, I was in my cousin's garage. I'm still living there. I'm grateful for that. I had just been experienced huddling over a wood stove. I managed to get that wood stove about 600-700 degrees, and it was 20-30 below zero. And I was praying to God to take my life. I wanted to move forward. And if my suffering ends, my life ended too, I was willing to pay that price. It's a bargain. Now, that didn't happen. And I started asking for help from complete strangers, because most of the people I talk to, well, they have their own issues, don't get me wrong. Even you guys do. And I was suffering a lot of injustice. I'm not suffering as much injustice right now. And I do want to work. The first job I had was with a cleaning company. Since it was in Saginaw. That company wasn't very smart, and I had an issue of broken equipment on graphite, electricity, and graphite being conductive. I don't want to get shocked or electrocuted, for that matter. And I left them at 4 hours. To their credit, they did pay me. To their discredit, man, they need a better team of marketing and they were out of Saginaw. At least the satellite office I was working out of. The campus I was working on was in Saginaw. Also, it was a U.S. graphite. Must have been an old power plant from the 30s. It wasn't well maintained, and the infrastructure led me to believe that I would get shocked or killed. And this is nothing to say about graphite being a nasty black substance that, for a homeless guy living in a I'm not going to be able to maintain clean room level. My complexion would look black as the ace of spades because of that graphite. So I left there. It was a little while, and then I got another cleaning job. I was working with the CMH to help me get the stuff to work that out. And this YouTube channel was kind of an offshoot because I didn't know about therapy. My life's vicissitudes are kind of weird. My housing, I'm basically an argument away from living in my car again. I'm grateful that I do have a bed to lay down in. I have electricity for my CPAP, so I can keep my stuff for my CDL. The cleaning job I did have was with Night Facilities Management. Not a bad company. The customer was in my ops campus at Dow. My manager, decent human being. As far as management goes, I don't think he understood the concept that if you want to go up in management, you have to make sure that the base is good. And a lot of the decisions I disagreed with, the things that happened there, where Dow's policy of, safety by acknowledging everyone. Well, that's great policy, but a guy who's already kind of on the edge of, I was almost going to disability. Now, I didn't do disability. I just qualified for it. I got myself back working, thanks in no small part to the CMH here in Saginaw, and in no small part to the subscribers, including the one that called me out. He was right. I was hopeful to have a job. I was grateful for the job, I really am. I just wish the Dow policy would have been enforced by people who have a true adult college education, not the standard college education that I see in most degree holders. And yeah, I'm talking about not only employment qualifications, but in general life, the skills where they say, well, I got this. They can say it all day long. Their behavior says, no, I ain't got it, because they don't do what needs to be done. Now, I'm lucky enough to have the discrimination to know I'm also, unfortunately, lucky enough to have the discrimination to know, what kind of behaviors would happen. What would I do? People say I have higher standards, and they're probably right. I emulate the highest performers on planet Earth, because their success could be my success. Their ideals: staying calm when everything's going nuts, making sure that the mechanical of the job works really well. And whether it's a relationship with a woman or with a friend, with my landlord, with the light company, with the gas company, fuel stations, the simple mechanical stuff has to work. If I call you for backup, you can't be like, I don't understand, I can't figure it out. Dude, you got 20 years of experience, you're the guy bankrolling this endeavor. You can't say that. And you can't be mad on the phone, no matter what happens. Whether I crashed that truck into a nuclear weapon and detonated it, I was lucky enough to not be incinerated. You literally have to not be stupid about it. Oh shit, you managed to make it through a nuclear detonation? Great. What happened to the load? I'm sure the truck's gone and everything, Or as simple as paperwork. Need to generate paperwork. Well, I went there. Can't do it. Instead of saying, oh, you can't, I know you can't. Okay. Well, your success is my success, and I'm not unsuccessful. I will not allow you to successfully fail. I'm going to guarantee your success. How am I going to do that? You got me on your team. So, knowing that I'm on your team, I've done this for 20 years, you're not going to fail. I guarantee it. So what have you tried? Let's walk me back through what you did. How'd you come to the conclusion you can't get there? I know it's a false conclusion, but I also know that of the multiple ways that this can be done, you're probably going to have a few dead ends. So walk me through it. It's a great idea. It's a great way to do it. Is that how it happened? No. It was a big, angry rant. And then I had to ask, okay, Keith, how in the hell did that help? Or when I was at the cleaning company there with Jeff Burdick, he's an aspiring rich guy, but he doesn't have the skills to be able to understand that in order to be a rich man, you have to have a pyramid. As a boss, you have to be a pyramid guy. If you're the top of the pyramid, you got to have somebody in the middle of the pyramid maintaining the bottom of the pyramid. Because at the top, to get to the bottom, to maintain the bottom of the pyramid, it's going to suck. It's not going to be hard. It's just going to suck. It's going to take time. You're going to have equipment. Because if you don't, the minute a vacuum cleaner goes down, you got 5 weeks of no vacuum. Well, that's a damn complaint from the customer. And the customer would complain just like you or I would. And that was the issue there. Going into truck driving school. Wasn't too bad. I was still on government assistance. And yeah, I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful for that it came into that. I'm grateful that I've successfully failed this part of life. I'm grateful that I've come to the inexorable conclusion that if I'm only grumpy in a moment, it's not going to be a problem. 1,000 errands that could have been considered into one. Yeah, it's kind of one of the things that I'm doing as part of how I'm getting where I'm living right now. At least where I'm sleeping. I'm trying not to spend a lot of waking hours there for the reasons of... It's just kind of annoying that we have different life values. God help me. But I am trading, whether I want to or not. Just part of how that works. And yes, I've been ruminating a lot about my past and about girls and about patterns. And my subscriber, Steve, there, he was smart enough to pick it up and say, hey, when you started this, you were grateful and trying to get forward. I'm still grateful and trying to get forward. A lot of things you catch me when I'm doing these. I'm thinking at the end of the day, I'm thinking about, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. How could I do it? How can I go better? And it just doesn't generally come out that way, unfortunately. And I'm sorry about that. I see a lot of beautiful birds when I walk the exits where I'm looking for lottery money, basically depositables, throwaways. It's a time absorption method that changes my energy, just like this channel, just like the subscribers that call me out, say, hey, this, you're doing this? This is a repeating pattern in your life. You changed and it's not for the better. It's calling me out. But at the same point, I need to be called out. I need to be able to change my energy. I need to have help, guidance. That's the premise of this channel. The whole inception of it was to provide somebody, a lot of somebodies, with the option of being a good person. Helping me in a way that the people close to me, for whatever reason, they just can't. Maybe it's me, and maybe I'm manifesting it wrong. I don't know. Found out on the road as a truck driver, there are a lot of great people. And if you treat a lot of them with respect, they'll treat you with respect. And a few bad ones in the bunch. Don't get me wrong, I keep hitting them. I don't know, maybe I just picked a bushel of bad apples here in my real life. On the YouTube channel, the apples are choosing me. And they're not bad. None of you are. Not that you can't do stupid things or bad things don't happen to us all, the vicissitudes of life. Just the way it is. I'm grateful that you've gotten me this far. I'm grateful that you're still here. I'm grateful that the channel's growing. It's not growing very big, and when I started, I didn't know if I could even do this. I didn't even know I'd have 5 subscribers. But as of recording this, I have 54. And for whatever reason, they're not shaking loose. They're not going anywhere. And that's cool. And I appreciate that. And I'm very lucky to have you here. And I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. I appreciate you as I vent my negative energy, to clear it out, make room for new stuff. The change is coming. I don't know what it is. I hope it's very positive. I'd like it to be a lottery win. Maybe I'm selling a coin. Maybe I'm stopping a crime of some kind where the criminal I stop has some kind of bounty, and that's where my abundance comes from. Help me shift my mindset so that I can be back around guns again. I love them, but I can't be around them. I'm so afraid of my proficiency, me being able to practice a little bit, and the skills come back. Then the anger comes back. Then the hatred. Then I live the worst nightmares of my life. It's the reason behind my selection process. That series of nightmares that I don't remember all the nightmares. I only remember the highlights. They're not very good. And by highlights, I don't mean stuff where it was happy. I'm talking about the holy shit, I did that. Where I can still smell it. I can still taste it, even today. And despite life moving on and the linear nature of time, strange how that stuck with me. How it's influenced my life. How you guys are influencing my life. If you have a problem, comment, or concern, please put it in the comment section below. Even if you're calling me out, as long as you're relatively respectful, that's what I'm here for. That's what I need you for. That's what I love you for. Have a good day.